Okay, this replay is of a Bronze 3 Lucian. Uh,
Welcome to
yeah, let's get this
Summoner's
going.
Rift. 30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions
Also,
have
just a quick
spawned.
message to everyone sending me replays. I prefer it if you don't send me replays when you stomp, simply because there's not much you can learn if you already do really well. Oh, by the way, you should be helping your jungler. I understand you don't want to miss minions, but you can at least get off a few auto attacks and not miss any minions. So, try to help your jungler when your jungler's starting blue or on your side. Because then he can clear faster and get to ganking sooner and help you out. That was a very good trade. You might be able to auto before the Q though to get even more damage off. If you auto Q auto, you get maximum damage, especially when he walks in that close and you know you have the time to. Because it takes advantage of the time between your auto attack timer. Be a little careful right now because they're 2 and your Sona is not. Don't auto attack. Okay, so hold on for a sec. I understand you want to auto attack to get the bonus lifesteal off the Doran's Blade, but careful not to miss the last hits. Also, don't last hit from the bush because that gives them vision of you. And especially if your support wants to go in the bush. Yeah, so try to work on your last hitting. And if you really have trouble with last hitting, you can get attack damage marks and quints. You don't need armor penetration that much, especially when you're playing for early game. Hold on, let me go back here. You went way too hard there. When you're going against Leona, you don't want to run right into her. You pretty much never want to go near her. Because she'll be able to stun you and then snare you, and then given that you're ahead of your minions, these minions are going to start focusing you. Ezreal can probably land a Q. I think you'll end up okay here simply because Ezreal's low, but there's no way you would have killed him even if she did nothing. At the very least, you probably would have gone even in the trade because of all the minions, but because Leona's there, this might go too well for you. But she didn't retaliate, she was too scared. So she didn't punish you too hard for it, but if this was higher yellow... This looks like this might be your death. Or not. Okay, let me go back and see what your mistake was there. Okay, so your last hitting from the bush. That's your mistake. Try to stay behind your minions. You can't really zone against the Leona when they have a decent amount of health. Especially because she went with heal. And exhaust. She's gonna be able to go pretty hard on you. So yeah. Get a Q because you're ahead of your minions, which you want to stay behind them so Ezreal can't Q you. Your last hitting from the bush, which they have vision of because of the minion. You're eating minion damage. And you see Leona heading towards you, but you don't walk away. So she managed to get you. This is going to be very dangerous for you. Looks like your Sona sort of saves you. But this could be pretty bad for her, or you. And it looks like it disengages.
First blood.
But yeah, I don't recommend Clarity. If you can manage your mana, it's not a big deal. I wouldn't walk so close to the Vi. Leona's gonna get you now. Looks like Sona might be able to kill the Vi though. That was really well played by the Sona. You can kill them both. No, walk toward. Oh, the minion got it. Okay. That was really nicely played there. By your end. What Sona did there is she auto-attacked and then walked before the next auto-attack instead of just holding the right click on her, so that's why she managed to get the kill. You did a good job kinda staying out of Ezreal's range so you can quickly do damage to the Leona. You got one, she tried to turn on you but failed and got one last auto-attack. And you played this, even though you could see how much health do you have, 107. I don't know if he has crit runes, but he wouldn't be able to kill you with an auto attack. But he was pretty stupid to try to walk in when he knows that not only could he not even kill you with one auto attack, and he doesn't have the mana to use anything but a Q with the minions in the way, but he knows that the minions would kill him. So he walks right into the minions and dies. So yeah, lesson learned, minions OP. If you're chasing someone, move between auto attacks because it worked out for Sona. You got kind of lucky there when you chased the Vi. So don't walk right into them. But other than that, you did pretty good. I still think Exhaust would help a lot more than Clarity though, if she can learn to manage her mana. If you have that many mana problems, just get mana regen. I don't even know if it's glyphs or marks or whichever one it is, but just get mana regen runes and masteries. There's mana regen in the utility tree. Okay, Sona, she freezes the lane for you. At this point, I'm not really sure it's worth it. Because for one, even let one of the minions die. But she also took over half of her health. So I don't really think her freezing that was worth it. Especially because she didn't do it right. I'd only freeze as a tanky support that can heal it back easily. I mean, she has a heal, but still. Just gonna eat through her mana. And she can't poke aggressively now because she's low. I'd be extra. So, one of the things you really need to improve on is your positioning. You're always off to the side near the bush last hitting, which not only can Ezreal land his Q on you, but because you're so far up all the time, Leona doesn't even have to walk that far up to try and snare you with her E. Now, they're going for Sona right now. I think that missed. Yeah, that missed, but with your when you're playing AD carry or any lane for that matter, you kind of want to stay far away from the minions, and you only walk up when as you're getting the last hit, or if you're walking in to harass. Like, I'll give you an example in a minute. Like, this one's kind of far for you to harass off of, but if you see a closer minion, like if Ezreal were to go to this minion, he would walk up to here. Then you can walk up to land an auto and a Q and maybe another auto. As he goes to last hit that. You just need to be careful of Leona. Like, right now you wouldn't do it. Well, she's come back to ward, so you'd be fine. Yeah, that melee minion's also close, but if he's going for a caster minion, you can walk up and harass him as he does so. So my biggest advice thus far is to watch your positioning and don't just be standing up and to the side, because it seems to be what you like to do. You don't get anything out of standing here. Okay. Unfortunately, Sona was in 6, but they're... Alright, hold on, let me go back here, because I missed that. I want to see what you did wrong here. Yeah, you have double buffs, so you should be really harassing them a lot. If their jungler feeds you double buffs, you want to be spamming your W to harass them. If they get close, you want to be auto-attacking, using your Q. You want to be using everything because you can. With double buffs, you're going to win those fights. Now, it is a bit hard to go aggressive with a Sona, but you should be playing aggressive with those double buffs. Make use of it. Okay, I see what you did here. You auto-attacked the Leona because you thought you could walk away, but then she retaliated. Risky move, and you're gonna get punished hard for it, but you should be okay. Yeah. So basically, be careful with turret aggro. If I know generally you can auto-attack people under the turret, but you just have to be careful if they can stun you as you do it. You can turn on him. Now you can't. Or, yeah, you still can. Leona used her E, I think. Wow. Okay. Yeah, you could have turned on Ezreal yourself, because... Let me go back. Let's figure this out. So, first let me point out his mistake. You don't dive in alone as AD carry to try to take someone out like that without your support. Secondly, he doesn't have any mana to follow up. He can't even cast a Q. So, you went way too hard with no mana. So yeah, you're good by running here, letting Sona poke him down. But now you see how low he is. All you gotta do is Q him in auto and he's dead. And he doesn't have... Well, I guess he has enough mana for a Q now, so... I guess it's better to just play it safe, but... I guess Leona uses her E to try to save Ezreal. And you turn on her pretty nicely. Sona's really fast, so she manages to kill him. I don't think you'll get her though. Yeah. And you realize that. So, let's see how much gold you have. Yeah, you don't have much on you right now, so... Might as well just freeze this lane, sort of. You don't need to be pushing, because there's not much to go back to buy. Your blue buff is gone, so you don't need to be using your Q to last hit unless you need it. Your Sona decided to back. She probably should have waited for the minions to hit 6 first. That was a good choice to auto-attack her after that because you knew she was walking away. Now you gotta be careful because your support's not here. But as long as you see that she's in a faraway position, you don't really need to worry if you just last hit from a distance. Just be mindful of her position, like right there, you saw she was walking up. And she managed to heal back a lot of her health. Okay, so wait for Sona to hit 6, and when she hits 6, you need to go in. Yeah, go in now, you're both 6. You guys can completely zone them away. And see, yeah, you should have saw that. You both hit 6 before she even... Before either of them hit 6, you guys hit 6. You should have... Okay, yeah, you managed to get the Leona out of it, but your coordination wasn't the best. Sona saw that right away. If both people in bot lane hit level 6 before your enemies hit 6, that gives you the full edge. You're gonna win a fight. Leona doesn't have her ult, Ezreal doesn't have her ult, you both have your ults, and of course you got the HP and damage advantage. So, bit of poor coordination here. You don't expect her to go in, so you're kind of back here last hitting. And then she ults. Which, at that point, once she walked this far up, she didn't have a choice. Because Leona would have bursted her down, Israel would have bursted her down, so he had to use it, so... And I think she just flashed there as well. So yeah, I'm assuming you're both solo queue, don't have proper coordination, but when you see your support running that close up, you should assume she wants to go in. Like, she activated her E. When you see a Sona activate her E, it means that she wants to go. So, especially when you see her this far up, so you can tell she wants to do something. So you handled that okay, you at least ended up getting a kill, but You might have been able to get a double kill or handle that a lot smoother if you paid more attention to your Sona's positioning and kind of read that she wanted to go in. I mean, when she used her E for the speed boost, that kind of gives away that she wants to go in. So, let's see how much gold you have. About 1400, yeah. I think this replay's on 4.10, so I'm not sure if the Bloodthirster's still worth it. So against the Zed, I guess it can kind of be. For the shield. Triforce is still a nice pick on Lucian, I think. They didn't change that. Okay. If you're just gonna hide this far back, you might as well recall. And get your stuff, get something. Get mana, get items, get something. Yeah, be more patient with your last hitting, and I'm assuming Leona's laning for 6, but yeah, be more careful with your positioning when your support is gone. She might have been waiting for you to walk into the bush. I can see what Leona was doing. Either she was waiting for 6, or she was hoping you would walk into the bush so that she could stun you, and then E as you walk away. I forgot to change the purple side vision. Okay, so you don't see Vi yet. This is when you see Vi. Still enough time to get away. And you reacted that pretty quickly, so that's kind of nice. I took a little too long on that, but it would have been risky to go in with how far away you guys were, so good escape.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
So just a quick pause. So far I can say what you need to improve on is your positioning in lane. You shouldn't be staying so far off to the side of your minions and behind them. You should stay behind them, or in front of them, I mean. Don't be like in front of your minions to the side, because that just leaves you vulnerable to Ezreal and to their support because you're so far up. Try to stay behind them. Secondly, when you're alone, don't be so far up if you don't know where their support is. I don't know if you had your trinket back then, but if you did, you should have trinketed this bush if you're gonna stand over here. Third, you should pay more attention to where your support's positioning if they want to go in. When you hit 6, you just want to go right in on them. I mean, so many people don't realize this in bronze, so like, if you hit 6 before your enemy, take advantage of it. It's free kills. They don't expect it for you to go in instantly. On the contrary, if you aren't 6 and the enemy team is 6, you want to stay in a position where you know they can't really land anything on you. Okay, your Sona's in trouble. Yeah, just try to... You're not gonna get anything out of this. Good job trading more damage off onto them. Yeah, pretty bad calling and you're gonna die because... Oh! Nice dodge. Let me go back a bit right there. Even though you saw her... Let me go back a little bit more. I want to show you why walking up there wasn't necessarily the best idea. I mean, so yeah, you're good auto attacking the Leona there. You know she doesn't have anything to go in on you, but here you know Vi can Q you, so this is risky. Leona has her E up now, so you know they can turn on you very easily. So that's why it's a bad idea. You have 2 people that can lock you down. Leona doesn't recognize it soon enough, so but she does manage to get on you, which... Okay, and then her mistake there was that she didn't chain her stuns properly. If she used her stun right into casting her ult immediately after, you wouldn't have had time to flash out of that. and they could have killed you. So you're lucky she was a bit slow with casting her ult after she stunned you, because if she chained that all just right, with just the right timing, you would have died. So yeah, don't go too far out when you know they can turn on you. And if you're playing a support like Leona that can chain stuns, try to time your stuns so that they can't escape out of it, but not too quick that you don't get the maximum time. So your Zin's coming around. Yeah, kill the Ezreal. What you guys could have did better there is, let's see. Yeah, you had a trinket. You should have trinketed this bush, because, you know, if the enemy's trying to juke you in a bush, ward it so that you can attack them from outside it. So I don't know if you'll be able to get the Leona. Yeah, you will. But you wouldn't have needed the ignite, and you wouldn't have needed to take that damage if you just trinketed the bush. Okay, their Kaale's coming around, going pretty hard. Oh, their whole team's coming around. Ouch. That was a good disengage from Zin, though I think he's gonna die. Yep. Still a good disengage. Zed's going a bit too hard. They're all going too hard, but turns out alright for them. They should have just pushed the wave and then dove you as it came, because then they could have got the turret and it would have been a lot smoother. Okay, so if your teammate doesn't get this, I'm gonna cry. Okay, he'll get it. Or no, he's not. Oh, you got it. Nice. Okay. Yeah, just clear the minions here. And you don't know where their Ezreal went. Oh, I know where you do. There he is. As Ezreal, you don't really want to be using your E just kind of randomly like that. And just save it as an escape, or if you want to dash forward, because it costs a lot of mana, not just the cooldown. Don't use it to just jump in and harass. And oh, this is bad. When you're trying to escape a Vi, if you're really good, you save your E until she uses her dash. Sona actually would have been better off ulting the Vi. But let's go back. I know that's not within your control, but let's see here. You don't know that Vi is here. Well, you do have... Well, she does have a ward. She's in no position to use it, so... She walks out, so... You see her. At this point, you have... Let's see, what do you have? You don't have any summoners, but you have your E. And you have your ult, so you should start walking away. I assume that auto attack was before you realized her. So she got red buff off on you. So I see you use your E to escape the red buff, but you know she still has her Q, so... Yeah, at this point you're pretty screwed, but let me go back once again and see if the Sona ult was justified on them instead of Vi. Because Vi's the one who has all the lockdown. I mean, I suppose she saved herself with the ult, so I guess it's more of a choice. Oh, she missed it, okay. Yeah, she should've... it was kind of a hard one to land. It was pretty... I guess it was pretty smart that she ulted Vi instead of the other two. But I guess I can't blame her for missing that, because moving target. At this point you should turn on the Leona. The block doesn't have much damage. Okay. So you are headed mid, I believe. Oh yeah, you can't stop this push. It's going down too fast. You can try culling it. Yeah, be careful here. They will... Yeah. This is pretty bad for you. She is going to use her Q on you. She has her ult and ignite. You cannot 1v1 a KO that's 2 levels ahead of you. So you overcommitted here. Luckily, you still have your E and your heal, so you might be able to make up for this mistake if you E out to remove the slow. And that's what you do. And you end up getting her ignite out of it. So, not the end of the world. You managed to bait and ignite, so... LeBlanc taking a bit of a risk looping around here. Didn't know if KO was still there. You need to work on your last hitting as well. I forgot to mention that. If it's really that hard for you, attack damage marks and quints will make it a lot easier. I still use them. I know you like your lifesteal quints or your armor penetration marks or whatever it is you use, but trust me, if you're having trouble last hitting, the flat AD is so much better if it helps you last hit more, because it still in a way gives you more damage early on. Right, where are you? You're just clearing mid. You went with the bloodthirster. Okay, so your Vi got cut out by, or your Xin cut out their Vi. You should head to help them. You should pay more attention to the map and see what's going on. I think you just now realized it, so you don't have your ult yet. Try to finish the KO. Nicely done. I don't think you'll be able to catch her. But you guys need to stop the push bot. So I would recall. Looks like Teemo's gonna try, but I don't think he'll be able to do anything. Actually, he will, so... I think that's a replay bug. I swear he was... Yeah, there's a bit of a replay bug right there. Yeah, my replay's bugging out a bit. Oh well. Alright, speed things up. Nothing's going on. Wait, I didn't mean to go 8 times. I missed that. Like you catch a KO. Steps on his shroom. So she managed to get away with flash and ult. Emo should consider backing. Your build is alright. Good call trying to fight her. That was pretty well. That was pretty good. The only thing I feel like you could have did better is you could have put a trinket in the bush so that you could have auto-attacked her without entering it, cause you never know if they could be a Vi waiting in here or Leona or somebody. You never know if somebody else is waiting in the bush or nearby that's coming to try and juke you if you chase too far. So when you're chasing someone and they walk into the bush and you have a ward, always use that ward to put it in the bush, because it makes things so much safer and easier. And if you were lower, she could have juked you if you didn't. But regardless, you still did pretty good, so... Yeah. Did she do that with no vision? Did she really just get that Zed with no vision? It's impressive. I assume you're waiting for gold. Or maybe you're just slow to get out of there, I guess. Maybe you have to do something, I don't know. So you help defend bot. Yeah, she shouldn't have ulted the Teemo. Teemo isn't the main threat. Um, excuse me. If she had ulted you, things might have gone a lot worse. Let me go back. This could have been a lot worse for you if she had done it otherwise. So for one, she started with, yeah, she ended that pretty poorly, and so did everyone else. They made a lot of mistakes there. I'm gonna go full vision just for a second, just to see how they do this. So you spotted them with this ward here. That's kind of nice. For one, she's trying to initiate with hardly any health. She went a damage build instead of a tank build. When the rest of your team is damaged like this, their only real tank is Leona. You kind of want to go tank as Vi if you don't have any other huge tanks, especially if you're the one that's going to initiate. So she got revealed. She was probably kind of desperate, so she went in with too little health. And the biggest problem is that she locked down the Teemo, which he's really far behind. You see, all he has is a death cap and a Dorns and a tome. He's hardly doing any damage. You're the one with all the damage. And then she tried to use that to get away. So if she had Q'd onto you and then chained it into an ult, it might have gone better. But regardless, the Leona didn't ult, didn't exhaust. So really bad coordination with that. But yeah, don't try to be an initiator if you're gonna go damage. You can't really be an initiator. If you want to be the initiator, you gotta go tank. Otherwise, you'll get blown up immediately after. So Ezreal's chasing a bit too hard, especially against Daily Blanc, even though she's behind. Oh, you died. Oops. Hold on. Okay, so you're trying to hold this. Okay. Here's your mistake here. Yes, that is fed, but you could have handled that a little better. So, let's evaluate this here. You have to stop the push. So, your first mistake you made was using your E to get there sooner. That way, you don't have it to juke him. So, because you don't have your E, you have nothing to escape from him with. So, that was your first mistake. So now, you have no way of getting away from him. You could have auto-attacked a couple minions for a better shield while he was still up there. So that's another mistake. If you had your E, instead of using it early, you could have dashed away. And then you took too much damage at once because you didn't have your E to juke him, which would have made things harder. I mean, let's go back again to look at this. So you're looping around, nobody else wants to help, so if you look at how he played it, he dashed onto you and then ulted. That was not only was that completely unnecessary, but that gave him no way of killing you after you would have dashed away. He would have had to walk towards you. Which, if you kited him after that, which it all happens too fast, you couldn't really think to kite, but if you saved your E, you could have dashed away from him and then kited him, and you might have actually got the kill. I still think it was a bit risky to defend it regardless, because if you played it better and just ulted straight up, you wouldn't have really had a chance, but given that you wanted to go in, you should have saved your E, you should have kited him, and you might have had a chance. So basically, the rule of thumb is, if you want to apply this to any situation, don't use your gap closer to get into combat as AD carry. Save it if you need it for an escape or a reposition of some sort. So not only did you die, but you might have lost this turret if Sona didn't blow the ult to stop him. Which in the end, I guess it was kind of worth it, because he needed it to get away. So, where are you? Oops, I was too busy. Oh, you're dead. Duh. Alright.
Blue team double kill.
She still has ult, so you gotta be careful with this. You can turn now. Good job. You saw that her ult burned out, she was still low, so you knew you could do that. Nicely played. The only thing I don't like about KO's build is that she went early Runans when, in my opinion, she doesn't really need it that early. I guess it's a nice item on KO, but... Okay. Another mistake here. Because that has ult and you're walking so close to him, he can kill you. And you're dead. So, don't walk so close to their assassins. That's another mistake you're making. You're just getting too close to their assassins. I mean... You're letting yourself get too close. There's no reason you need to be that far up. Especially when you're that low. So you're letting... Yes, I know he's fed, but... You should respect that and know if you're that low that it's very risky to get that close. So... Even though you're fed, it doesn't matter. He blows you up. Well, now they know which one's the real one. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's speed things up a bit more. Okay. Here you're leading your team. You shouldn't really be in the front of the line as AD carry, in case they decide to turn. I know there's not much risk right now, but I still probably shouldn't, so... Nice catch on Leona. Didn't really need to use your ult for that. Should have saved it for a long damage pick. You guys can keep chasing. Nice. You guys should pick up the dragon. Or no, you have to stop Kale. For sure. Somebody needs to back and stop Kale. I don't really think any one of you can do it alone. You need two people to stop her, so... A recall and then buying Home Guard would have been a lot quicker, so it looks like she'll get the turret. Not really sure what Kale was thinking there. He just kind of stopped attacking while the teleport happened. If you're that far ahead as a team, and you're playing KO, I like to get Lichbane so you can push faster. Yeah, good job stopping her. That's going a little bit too far up, so this is a common mistake I'm seeing in Bronze. People will walk up to the other team just to get off the slightest harass, or even for no reason. And that's the primary reason people get caught. That Zed made a pretty big mistake there. He shouldn't have gone in on that Teemo when their whole team is there and they don't have anybody. At the very best, it'll go 1-for-1. Now, he manages to ult away, but he played that pretty nicely. I forgot how fed he is, but still, it's 1-for-1. Or wait, no, you guys got wrecked. Or not. Yeah, Zed shouldn't have initiated there when the whole team was gone. Nice job there, kind of kiting the Kale. You played that pretty nicely. The only thing I think you guys could have did better when fighting that KO is that since she had Runan, since she has the AoE, You're standing a bit too close together. Yeah, since you walked so close up to the Kale, you allowed her to get the Runaans and the AoE on you, so it kind of stacked the damage. Looks like you got a turret out of this. Teemo should be able to stop Ezreal.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
I don't know why Xin didn't go with a jungle item like Feral Flare or Elder Lizard or Ancient Golem. That probably would have helped him a lot more than a Hydra. And who's their jungler? Oh yeah, Vi, duh. Yeah, she went with Elder Lizard. She should probably be building tankier. Because she's getting blown up really fast. I personally like Gauntlet more than Triforce on Vi because the slow makes it a lot easier to chase people. And well, it doesn't quite do as much damage as Triforce. The armor gives you nice tankiness. And you know she's a mana, so it doesn't hurt to have more. I feel like it's a better item than Triforce, but that's just me. Okay. It was a nice culling, but got started to get a little bit risky after a bit. I'll look back at this play in a second. Okay, they got really greedy there. At first it was going really nicely for them until they pushed. So, I'll look back at that. At first it was a mistake on your end, but then it was an even bigger mistake on their end. So, LeBlanc got caught. They're good to continue chasing. This is when they should have stopped. Vi is not tanky enough to tank the turret. She's pure damage. She's Triforce, Elder Lizard, Mobility Boots. She only has like 700 gold worth of tank items. That's it. That's all she has that's protecting her. So they should have backed right there. So now Vi is gonna start taking the turret. She backs out, but the other two are probably thinking she's gonna keep going. So they keep going. Zed keeps going. KO keeps going. They really want that Lucian, so that's a mistake. So now you'll stop her. They kind of have to keep going, so your Lucian's already so far away. You're so far away, you can't get him. So the mistake they made is they're trying to turret dive a full team without a tank. So you guys are able to take pretty good advantage of this horrible mistake. Now let me say how they could have handled this better had they backed away. Especially because they used all their ults, so if they backed away about here. Let's see how low you guys are. You guys are pretty healthy. Lucian's a bit low, so... And none of the waves are pushing, so... They kind of did a variety of things. They could have gone for Baron. They could have probably sieged the turret down if they had just backed away, since you're low. Yeah, they could have just sieged the turret down. Yeah, you're that low. If they just backed away right here, you're at a fourth of your health. Everyone else is having trouble as well. So if they just backed away, they could have just waited for a wave and took out the turret. But they went too hard. So it's just standard being bloodthirsty. So let's see, what can you guys do now after you kill all of them? So you have, let's say, two choices. It'd be kind of hard to Baron because Xin doesn't have a jungle item. So, and this may take a bit to push, but you should be able to get at least one. I think you should get mid turret and then back. I think it'd be a bit hard for you guys to Baron. Yeah, and this is the worst part of solo queue, when nobody can agree on anything. Yeah, at this point, when the wave is that small, you can't really do mid lane. Yeah, you guys are screwed. All I could say is that in solo queue, you have to agree on something. If your AD carry's not there, Baron, you can't do it. Like, so you should have just gone for Baron since they were. Even if you think mid lane might have helped more, you would have been best off just going for Baron. They're probably gonna fail here. I wonder if they can get it alone. Well, they got LeBlanc. It's a bit risky. Now you show up, so you should be okay if they're... You guys need to back immediately after this Baron. Like, all together. Okay, so back quickly. Otherwise, they're just gonna push down mid. So yeah, Baron was probably the best call, but it would have been a lot easier if you just went straight for it. So, if your whole team disagrees with you on an objective and goes for something else, you should just follow them 90% of the time. Your wave wasn't really big enough to get mid, so Baron was the best call. Okay. You're going kind of far out on your own at this point. When you're this far into the game and have no map control, you shouldn't be walking out far on your own. That's asking to get caught. You guys should be trying to stop them from pushing top. Really nicely played by Zed. But it looks like they're all gonna die. They got a turret out of it. And a kill. Okay, so let's address this right now. You have to stop Ezreal from pushing bot, which he probably won't be able to do. Especially because he doesn't have his Sheen yet. Okay, so there's not really any objectives you can get because everything's pushing, so just try to stop him. He's probably gonna get that then back. If he doesn't finish this, I'm gonna cry. Oh my gosh, he could have just finished it. Yeah, Ezreal should have just finished the turret and let it go. I mean, if he died, there's nothing you guys can push. Maybe get the dragon, that's it. He should have just finished the turret, even if he died. It would have been worth it.
A summoner has disconnected.
Looks like they're Leona DC'd, unless it's a replay bug. Oh, she's back. Okay. I guess could have grabbed dragon earlier. This stead's going to ham. Yeah, he got summoned up, but it's not worth it to get the support when you're the most fed carry on the team. He saw 3 people. He flashed in just to get the kill. He's going way too hard. He should just wait. If he just waits for his team, he'd be so much more useful. Stop trying to be a solo carry. Yeah, they're all going in on their own. That's the problem right there. They're trying to make stuff happen on their own, and it's causing their own demise. They're all failing because of it. So because everyone's going in on their own, they're throwing really, really hard. They're getting too greedy. And you guys might be able to take advantage of this. So, another piece of advice I can give you, this is a quote from Odd One, that solo queue is not about outplaying the enemy, but rather waiting for them to outplay themselves. You won't believe how true this is in Bronze. People throw all the time. Never give up. And you don't even have to play aggressive. Just play passive and wait for people to do stupid stuff. And you'll win.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Like when they do something stupid, you kill them. Simple as that. You don't need to be playing aggressive and going 5-0 in lane to win. Um,
Blue
looks
team's
like they're
turret
coming.
has been destroyed.
Hmm. If he steps on that shroom, you guys can turn.
Disconnected.
Oh, no. Hmm. Good things up. Looks like you guys want to push mid.
Reconnected.
It looks like their Leona's having connection problems. So yeah, good to pick up an easy dragon. I agree with this decision. A little bit extra gold.
A summoner has disconnected.
Yeah, they're having connection problems. They're bot lane.
Purple team has slain the dragon.
Okay. Nice ambush there. The rest of the team is too scared to do anything. I don't know what they're doing, honestly. Their whole team's getting picked off one by one, and they go back in one by one. Yeah, their team is just throwing over and over. They're going in one at a time and just beating you guys. You got pretty lucky there. Every single one of them are just going in one at a time. You gotta stick together as a team. Teamwork OP.
Inhibitor has been destroyed.
You guys can probably finish this if you hurry. Uh-oh. Ouch. Forgive me for laughing, it said. This happens to a lot of people though. You're carrying, you're like 10 and 3. You feel like you have to carry, so you go really aggressive trying to kill people because you're fed. You still have to rely on your team. Just group up and you can win. But Vi needed to go tank. Now they don't really have any real initiator. Leona, her ult is too hard to land properly to... Your Sona, I don't know what she was doing. Okay. Auto attack him, or you can do that too. It's probably, yeah, it was probably better to just run. Looks like the next team fight will decide the game. I'll change it back to your vision. So yeah, you guys think they're at Baron. Truth is we have no idea, so... Yeah, you see both on top, they're probably not, but you're gonna... Zen doesn't have a trinket. Yeah, they're not at Baron. I don't know if you guys are gonna try it, but it'd be pretty risky if you did. Oh, good decision putting pressure on the mid lane. Ezreal's bot, you guys can probably Baron if you hurry, and then back. I'd probably do it. Should hurry up and get there. Looks like you guys are doing it, so... He doesn't even have his ult to try and steal it, so... Even a rather faulty smite should be okay, so you guys gotta back quickly after getting it. Looks like KO's gonna try and go in. When you guys fight against a KO with Runans, you want to stay spread out in your positioning. Otherwise she'll demolish you. Now I might have to watch this a couple times. But it looks like it's going your way. Yeah, so it looks like you guys will win this.
Purple team's turret
Especially with
has
these
been
minions.
destroyed.
You guys don't need to stop him.
Purple team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
So it looks like that's victory for you guys. Let me just pause this for a second and give some advice. So, in lane, you need to position behind your minions and only walk up really far up if you're going to harass or as you're going for a last hit. Otherwise, you can stay far back where you're out of range of the enemy support. What else is there? Work on your last hitting. Get attack damage marks and quints if you need them. When later in the game, when you're grouping or just roaming, try not to go too far out because it leaves you vulnerable. When you're trying to defend alone against an assassin like Zed, don't walk up too close to them if you don't have to. And if you do, save your escape for when you need it instead of using it to get closer to the fight sooner. Spread out when you're fighting a Kayle with Runans or anyone with targeted AoE for that matter. Don't go too ham like their team did. Don't try to full tower dive without a tank. Even though Kayle is not enough for a full tower dive, unless you're really, really far ahead. Don't go in one at a time and throw like they did. And just don't get greedy. And you guys won, so nicely done.